If you folks have been watching the news lately and watching world events, you know that hard times are on their way. I'm beginning to think it's going to be a little bit longer, and it's time to start stocking up a little bit more long term. Today, I'm going to tell you what I've found out, what I've seen in the news, and what I've been doing. So let's get into it. So as I mentioned in the intro, I do think we're looking at some really hard times coming our way. Now, I'm no expert, I'm no economist, I could be completely wrong, but I do think that it's time to use a little common sense when we see these stories over and over again in the media and start stocking up a bit longer term. It's great to go to the stores and get your canned goods and stuff like that, and don't get me wrong, those definitely have a place in prepping. My shelves are full of them, but it's also good to have foods that might last a little bit longer. So you can eat your canned goods first if something bad happens, and then rely on stuff that lasts 25 years or longer. I'm going to give you a couple examples that I've seen in the news. The first one was from a Yahoo News site, and they're talking about food inflation is set to spill over in 2023. Now remember, your storage food isn't always for a disaster, a weather emergency, the zombies, whatever. Sometimes it's for the fact of you just can't afford food anymore. Something as simple as that, making you eat your stored food that you picked up during better times. I can't say it's better times now, but it's better than what I see coming. This story basically blames the problems on weather, too much rain, war, energy costs, and they say it's set to curb global farm production again next year. Rice and wheat stores won't be replenished till the first half of 2023, they're saying. Edible oil supplies are down because of adverse weather in Latin America and Southeast Asia. And that matters because food prices have already climbed to record peaks in 2022. The import costs rose to hover around $2 trillion, which is a record high. So anything that we're getting from out of our country is definitely way, way more expensive. And if you guys have gone to your local grocery store, you see it. It's already there. Another interesting story that really kind of shocked me. Now, some of us that have been prepping for a while will look at this and go, well, duh, no kidding. There's nothing wrong with it. But they're talking about expired foods getting a new life from budget shoppers. And the article says expired foods get new life from budget shoppers as inflation soars. But are they safe? Now, if you've been prepping for a while, you know that can of canned chicken on your counter there for 6-7 years is probably way past its best buy date, but it's still good. As long as the can is solid, not bulged, and there's good integrity in the can, there's no rust, you open it up, you smell it, chances are that food is perfectly fine to eat. The article basically talks about a cold winter morning in Chicago. People were lined up outside of the opening of Continental Sales. This is a family business that's north of the city's Midway Airport, and they're not waiting to buy the latest iPhone or tablet. What the food they want is expired food or nearly expired food. Now, usually the general population sees this stuff as garbage or unsafe. We know better. It's not garbage. But now they're finding that these outdated items actually have a place in the market, and they're coveted by people who find switching to cheaper brands just isn't enough to lower their food bills, being that we're facing the highest inflation in a generation. So that's something to think about too. People that previously thought, we know better. We've been prepping for a while. We know that food 2-3 years old is perfectly fine in a can, as long as the can is good. But people that don't know that are now willing to take that chance. And that's a big step towards, problems happening. I think personally, when you start seeing people who previously were like, oh, I'm not eating that, it's passed by its 1-year best buy date, lining up to go and get food, that's a big, big thing. Another thing that I'm seeing, and it's why I've kind of stocked up heavily on chicken in this recent order from Thrive, was that we're seeing 1 million chickens at a farm in Franklin County, Washington. They're set to be destroyed because of bird flu. So bird flu is raising its head once again. The USDA confirmed the test results on Wednesday. The chickens do have a highly pathogenic avian influenza known as H5N1. So now we're going to see chicken and egg prices go even higher. I was shocked. I was in Walmart the other day, and I usually buy those big flats, the 5 or 6, I think they're 3 or 4 flats of eggs. I think they're 36 to a flat. And that used to be $9, $7. Over the years, I'm remembering prices. The last time I was in there was $28. So what I'm going to do real quick here is go over some of the stuff that I picked up from Thrive in my recent order. And today, we're going to try out that Southwestern style chicken. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch me cook it. We're going to boil some water off camera. I'm going to try it out and see if I like it. I like their bagged meals. I think they're very, very handy for when you don't feel like cooking. And believe me, you can not feel like cooking during an emergency just as well as you could not feel like cooking any other day. They're also good for everyday use. So we're going to try the Southwest style chicken, but I want to show you what I got here. So after hearing just some of that news, you can understand why stocking up a little bit longer term makes sense now. Shorter term stuff, like I said in the intro, is really good, but this can run a lot longer than a year. So I think some long-term stuff to carry you over is a good idea. And that's why I'm a firm believer in freeze-dried food. And you know, I have shown you bunches of different types. I actually have another whole new brand of freeze-dried food that I'm going to be bringing into the channel and showing you. But I feel that freeze-dried food is really, really important for your long-term storage. Again, you can store cans of Spam for 10 years, but after that runs out, what are you going to eat? This stuff's good for up to 25 years. Almost all Thrive Life stuff is good for 25 years. It's freeze-dried at its peak of freshness. All their produce is flash frozen. Within 12 to 24 hours of harvesting, it locks in all the nutrients right at the peak of ripeness. You're not even going to get that at your grocery store buying fresh produce because it's not 12 to 24 hours of harvested away. So none of the canning is done outside the United States. All this stuff is pesticide-free. It's tested on a regular basis. For those of you folks who are GMO and gluten-free, we do have options as well. There are more coming online as time goes on. And as I say, you know, when we show you the stuff, the ingredients on this: chicken breast, rib meat, salt, potato starch, onion and garlic powder, and spice. That's it. No chemicals, no weird stuff, just basic clean food. So I'm going to show you really quick what I picked up. Again, I kind of was heavy on the chicken. Did get a lot of the chicken. I got some sausage crumbles too, but I got a lot of the chicken in through here because we are facing that bird flu issue again. Did pick up some ground beef, some of the sauces, their tomato sauce. For veggies, got a couple of things of mushrooms, onions, and some asparagus. And I also picked up another thing of ground beef down here. And this stuff here, this pulled pork, this is awesome for tacos, by the way. And again, what's the ingredients? Pork, flavoring, salt. That's it. I got more of these because I said I like these things, the creamy rotini with pasta. We did try that one out. What I'm going to do is boil up some water off camera, and we're going to heat that stuff up, and we're going to see how we like it. So let me get doing that, and I'll bring you back, and I'll show you that, and then I'll let you have the information if you're interested in getting started with Thrive. All right, been 10 minutes, actually about 15 minutes. I boiled the water, put it in there, sits for 10 minutes. You got to remember to take out your oxygen absorber, and the instructions are pretty simple. You take out the oxygen absorber, pour the contents into a medium container, add 2 cups of boiling water, stir well, let stand for 10 minutes, uncover, stir again, and eat. I stirred it up a couple times. It looks really good. It looks pretty amazing. I'll give you a look at it. There's corn, celery, and all sorts of stuff in there. So we're going to try a little bit of it. Okay. Take a little taste. That's really good. Kind of spicy, too. Just a little tiny bit of a kick. You can really taste everything in it. That is really good. Okay. So I will be ordering more of those. And this kind of serves as a good way for me to test my stuff too, as well as show you some of the new stuff. If I'd gotten that and been like, I don't know, you would have been warned. But it's actually really good. I got to be honest with you, with Thrive, I've really never had bad food from them. I wasn't crazy about their old recipe for the tomato sauce. It seemed to be very thin and watery, and then I realized I was doing it wrong. So there was nothing wrong with it. So definitely good stuff. Again, if you want to order from Thrive, you do not need to join anything. It's not like it used to be where it was like some kind of, you had to join and that's the only way you could get any food. And you can order off the retail site, and my link will be down below if you're interested, and just try it out. I will tell you that freeze-dried food has gone up in price. We saw that with freeze-dried wholesalers. We saw that with my Patriot Supply. We've seen it with these guys. It goes up in price. It's gone up a lot. The process itself, to keep it good for 25 years, adds a little bit of a premium to it. So when people are like, I could go to the store and buy a can of, Western-style chili and, pay $1 for it. Yeah, you could. But is that can of chili going to be good 25 years from now? That will. That's the difference. That's why it's a little more expensive. I hear a lot of people, that's too expensive. Well, yeah, but the idea is you're getting it for 25 years. Now, if you do want to save some money on Thrive, you can become a delivery customer. You don't have to become a reseller or a consultant or anything like that. You can just pick out a level that you feel comfortable with. It starts at $50 a month and get a delivery. Every month you pick out what you want. You give them your card, your debit card or credit card, and they send that order every month. And you can change it and you can stop it. You can skip months if you don't want to. If one month is kind of tight with the money, you just skip it. Skip your delivery. I can do that as a consultant too. You can become a consultant. In both ways, you'll save some serious money off of your orders. But you can become a consultant and make some money back, as well as help your friends get prepared. I don't want you to run around like Amway people, bothering everybody, telling them, "Oh, look, you can resell this stuff, and you can go under me, and I can." No, I don't want you to be like that. You can just let people know, hey, by the way, if you're ever worried about the way the world's going and you want some extra food, I do sell this stuff. And I've done that locally here, and I've gotten some people under me locally, and I've done it on showing you guys, and I have a lot of consultants that way too. So either way you want to do it, if you just want to become a delivery customer and get your monthly delivery, if all you want to do is order this one bag right here, you can do that. You don't have to sign up for anything. You can just order that individually. That's perfectly fine too. But I do want you folks to think about it any way you do it. If this is okay for you, awesome. If you like freeze-dried wholesalers, like I say, my link down below will save you 15%. If you like the My Patriot Supply, my site's running specials on that. That's preparewithiridium.com. Any way you get some long-term food storage, definitely a plus. The reason I just did Thrive today is because I happened to get my order in yesterday, so I wanted to show it to you. That's why we're doing this today and any other day. But those are 3 companies that I stand by and I trust to make sure that you guys and myself are well prepared. And I use this stuff. I use this stuff every day. I have so much of it that I can afford to use a little extra in my pantry. And we do incorporate this in meals and stuff, so it's perfectly good to use every day as well as long term. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Like I said, all my links will be down below. Don't forget to check them out. Don't forget to check out Thrive's sale this month. If you are a consultant or delivery customer, December has some awesome deals for you on that too. So check that out as well. I'm sure you've gotten the emails. And I thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and get stocked up and stay prepared.